Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday Learning Live. And if you haven't noticed, we've got a special guest with us. I mean, we've been talking about this since she was on a couple of weeks ago, but I am thrilled once again to welcome our dancing friend, Tiffany. And she's got her Kallax in front of her. I think many of us have Kallax units in one or more than one different configurations in our craft room, in our kids' toy room, in the office. I mean, the things she's going to show you tonight are for crafting, but doesn't have to just be for crafting. So she's going to give you lots and lots of great storage solutions for your cube storage. Now, before I turn things over to Tiffany, in case you've missed it, let me figure out how to get this up here on the screen. We have our Black Friday week deals happening. A new deal every day through until Saturday. And today's deal, starting today, we have 20% off storage, including Totally Tiffany. Now, there are a few little exclusions, but for the most part, everything Tiffany shows you tonight is going to be on sale. Once I get Tiffany off and running, I will also put up our website. So if you are new to us, welcome to the Paper Crafters Workshop. We are located just outside of Toronto in Canada, but we do ship all across Canada, all across the US. So don't hesitate to drop us a little order, get ready for the holiday season. And our little small business definitely appreciates it. So without further ado, let me hand things over to Miss Tiffany and she can take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I've been looking forward to this because I love my Kallax. And of course, I love sharing organization ideas with all of you. So I know lots of you have followed along in these presentations before, but if you have a question, Susie and Sherry are monitoring the feed. But if you put the word question in all caps first or a bunch of question marks, it kind of makes it jump out to Susie or Sherry. So it's easier to see what those questions in the feed once it starts going very quickly. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Kallax, just quick introduction. This is this shelving system that's designed and sold at IKEA. It's 13.25 by 13.25 by 15.5, which makes it perfect for paper crafting for our 12 by 12 supplies. So this is a 2 cube unit, but they come in 4, 5, 8, I think even 20 cube sections. I actually ordered this one specially in for this presentation because the other one's obviously too big to put on my table here. My husband said, how many of these do you need? I mean, they're literally, like Sherry was saying, all over the house. They're super handy. Okay, so let's talk about the basic things that work here. So the first thing that I mentioned to you was 12 by 12 paper. And so all of the Totally Tiffany 12 by 12 paper storage solutions, excuse me, are going to fit in the Kallax. I actually design everything I possibly can to fit in here because I know how popular it is. So with your 12 by 12 paper handler, right? So this is going to hold all your 12 by 12 paper. You're going to put the handles down, and it's funny to be working from behind because normally that's not how that works. Oh, my table's going to roll away from me. But you can see how nice and neat and easy, I can't see how far I have that pushed out, that is going to fit into the Kallax. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, that I can get 5 12 by 12 paper handlers into one section of the Kallax, or maybe it's only 4. Now, just because the yes, 4. Sorry, you know what? I need to lock my brake here because otherwise my table is going to continue to roll away. I can't believe I didn't do that earlier. All right, there we go. So these are all 12 by 12. I've got 4 of them in there. There's still some extra space in there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But 12 by 12 really fills these cubes very nicely, the 12 by 12 paper handler. But you don't have to use only 12 by 12. You can also use your A4 8.5 by 11. I knocked all mine over here. So you can also fit those in, right? You lose some of the space in the back, but they do fit on the shelf with no problem. So especially if you're going to mix and match some different sizes of paper handlers in there, it works perfectly. It works great, actually. So let's pop this one out. I have all my loose little things over here. I'm going to move this over. I've got loose stuff everywhere. Paper pads. So this is a question I get all the time, and I've got that little bit of extra space, right? What do I do with my paper pads? Should I take them apart? One of the things I talk about is storing things together by theme, sentiment, holiday, that type of thing. I don't advocate that you pull anything apart if you don't have to, but with paper pads, those are going to slide right in between your paper storage boxes, right? So and just get them vertical, right? That's that's my mantra for those of you who follow. So now you can pull that paper pad straight in and out between your paper storage boxes. You can put you can see I have a little sticky note on the end, just a little shut your flap tab, that you can label it with whatever it is. Christmas, this happens to be just solid color, double-sided paper, right? But instead of having a stack now of paper pads, I'm going to turn them this way, and I'm going to use that little bit of extra space that I have left to put my paper pads vertically in between my 12 by 12 paper handlers. So it's a great way to organize your paper, mix up the 12 by 12 paper handlers, and then you can just mix in those paper pads as well, because they're going to be held straight up with your paper handlers. Now, you also have what we also have on special today. Those are not the ones I'm looking for. The 12 by 12 tab divider pockets. So that's 8.5 by 11. That's not gonna. Oh no, that's it. Okay. So if you drop your fab files and the latch is down, nothing falls out. Did you notice that? Okay. This is a little side tip. This is a weird space. So the 12 by 12 tab divider pockets fit in your 12 by 12 paper handlers. So if you're looking for a way to sort, divide, organize scraps right in with your paper, or maybe keeping some specialty things right in with the paper that they match with, the 12 by 12 tab divider pockets are a great solution for that. So they fit in the 12 by 12 paper handler. They also fit in the 12 by 12 fab file. And of course, the 12 by 12 fab file also fits, guess where? In your Kallax. So I'm going to slide this in from the back. It's kind of a weird setup for me then, right? So that's also going to fit right in your Kallax space. So really, one of the things that I think is really important about using your space is being able to fill that space left to right, back to front, top to bottom really efficiently, not just cramming things in there, but putting things in a way so that everything is organized and accessible and easy to pull out and then easy to put back. So you're going to find with the 12 by 12 paper handlers, the 12 by 12 fab files, they work flawlessly for that. Now, we also have a couple of other different types of 12 by 12 storage. We have a 12 by 12 paper taker, right? So this is the question on most people's mind. Why do you make the paper handler and the paper taker and the fab file and the Lisa buddy bag, which is also 12 by 12? Oh, Susie's raising her hand. She has a question. I'm going to pause.
Because you brought out the buddy bag.
Oh.
Shauna wants to know, how is the best storage for the large buddy bags in the Kallax, like Katya and Leanne, please? Do that they are not on each other and easy to take in and out.
Okay, I'm going to talk about, so she's asking about the Leanne buddy bag and the Katya buddy bag, which I'll pull off the shelf in just a minute because I want to show you a couple of cool ways to store those and maximize your space in your Kallax as well. So with the Lisa buddy bag, she's also going to fit in the Kallax. Also, the 12 by 12 paper taker is going to fit in the Kallax. I know I'm not pushing those far enough forward there so you can see, right? So you can store all of them in here. I guess I started to talk about why we make so many different 12 by 12 things, storage things. And it's mostly because all of you craft a little bit differently, right? Some people always only craft in their craft room at home. Some people travel to craft and that's all they do. So everything has to come off the shelf and be portable. So that's when you would use something like the paper taker or the Lisa bag, right? It's really easy to keep that secure and take it with you. Some people travel across their room or across the house. Some people put things together in kits, which is where you would find that something like the 12 by 12 paper taker or the 12 by 12 Lisa are a great way to put kits together, or storing things by collection or by theme, sentiment, as we go through that 4-section system, right? So, but the Lisa Buddy bag is going to fit in your Kallax. The 12 by 12 paper taker is also going to fit in your Kallax. I'm going to talk, before I talk about those buddy bags that those first questions came out about, I'm going to talk about storage and supply cases, because our 12 by 12 storage and supply cases, which are all available on the Paper Crafters Workshop website, also fit in there. So this is the 6 drawer. It has 3 4 by 6 drawers, and it has 3 2 by 12 drawers in it. We also have, oh, this one's loaded, a 4 by 4 like this. And we have one that has 2 drawers in it as well. They're all the same basic footprint, and they'll all fit in here. One of the nice things about these bags is that whether you have the 4 or the 6 or the 2, the drawers are interchangeable. So you could take these 2 drawers out and replace these 3 drawers and mix and match to get the perfect storage bag for whatever you're trying to store. So they work great for that. We'll slide one in here real quickly so you can see how that works also. Right, so if you got them in there, you can also open them up and you can store a couple of them on top of each other with the bag open, so you can get at the drawers, right? So a lot of you have seen me do this with the smaller version, the 6 drawer. That's how I store all my washi tape. But you can stack a couple of these together as well as the smaller one. So if you want to create that drawer environment in your Kallax, you can do that with a couple of the 12 by 12 bags. So, or the storage and supply cases. So for 12 by 12, we're looking at great storage solutions for paper. You've got your tab divider pockets to keep your paper organized. But we also have for you these are the scrap masters, right? So this one, I'm going to find one that's just scraps to start with. These are all, well, this is a theme, but it's got a lot of scraps in it. So the scrap masters are going to hold all of your scraps for different themes, but they also work well for holding supplies or putting projects together. So they're a great way to organize paper scraps, projects, and they also are going to fit in the Kallax, right? And there's a couple of different ways you can store them in the Kallax. So this is the number 6 slide stash and store. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because I want to tell you something that makes the slide stash and store a really great solution in your Kallax. I'm not used to this workspace. Ah! Okay. When you look at storage bins, right? The slide stash and store is essentially a bin. Their bins are not unique. What makes the slide stash and store unique is that they are flat on the side. So often when you buy bins, they come like this, so they stack together, right? That's smart from the manufacturer perspective because you can ship a lot more in a lot less space. You can put them on the storage shelf in your store with a lot less space. But what happens with bins is that because they're slanted, when you put them together, you lose all this space in the middle. So, right? So there's a little bit over an inch of space that I've lost on my shelf because my bins don't go flat together. And this is one of the really great things about the slide stash and store, because they come flat and you put them together. We don't have to worry about stacking them, which means they're flat on the sides. So they're going to go right next to each other. And because they don't have anything on the side, any edges or lips. They slide, part of the slide stash and store term, past each other really, really easily. So when you're talking about organizing in a cube, slide stash and store is awesome. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit here about buddy bags too. So the nice thing about, let's fill up this cube. So basically with the IKEA cube, you've got 15.5 by 13 by 13, which means the number of slide stash and store bins that you can fit in each cube is going to vary based on which ones you choose. So this is a number 6. This is a number 5. You can see that they're wider. This is a number 4. They're getting narrower. So obviously less bins or less width is going to give you more bins, wider bins, less bins. You know what I'm trying to say. But look how easily they slide past each other. So you could literally pull out the center bin, take it to your workspace, and when you're ready to put it back on the shelf, it's just going to slide right back in between the other bins. It's so, so simple. Now, this is where that getting vertical, using up as much space as you can in your cube, this is where the slide stash and store can really help you with that. So these are 4 buddy bags. So on my shelving unit, I've had the shelves customized for the width of the buddy bag, right? So that I can maximize that space, left to right, front to back, top to bottom. That's not always possible. And with something like the IKEA Kallax, there are some modifications, which I'm going to show you, but it's not easily remedied. So putting your buddy bags vertically into a slide stash and store is a great way to get that verticality, is that a word? But still have access to easily be pulling your buddy bags in and out in that slide stash and store. So in particular, the question that we got about buddy bags, and these are Edna, was around Katja. We're going to see if she fits because I don't actually know. We're going to see if she's too tall, but I have another solution. Katja and Leanne, I think, were the 2, right? So they fit okay in the number 6. So the handle on the Leanne is giving me some trouble going in here. But you can put Katja and Leanne in. Leanne's a tight squeeze in there. Katja's not a problem. So you could go vertical with your Leanne or with your Katja in a number 6 slide stash and store and get a couple of those Katja bags vertically in there. But what else does IKEA offer you? Oh. I want you also to notice as I'm putting these away, as I just pulled them out, look how easy it is to slide them off on the shelf. I could literally take those, whatever's in there that I wanted to use product-wise, and pull it out of my cube, set it on my workspace, work out of it, and then put it right back. And it's so easy. Okay, so this is one of the modifications that IKEA offers, right? So what this does is create that shelf in the middle, right? And it just slides in like that. And then you can easily add some of your buddy bags, your bigger buddy bags to that as well, right? So your longer, taller ones that are a little bit more difficult to get vertical in a number 6 are going to work really great on this little shelf addition that is IKEA makes. We don't make it. It's an IKEA thing. Okay, but you can also use on the lower shelves, then you can also use the smaller slide stash and store. I know I'm having clumsy day today, I guess, right? So now I can also use that shelf and use the slide stash and store on that shelf. The shorter ones, a little bit narrower, smaller supplies, really easy to fill up that space. So that's a really nice feature, a really nice option that IKEA offers. If you haven't tried it yet, it works really, really well. I'm going to sneak peek something else to you right now. I believe that these are going to be available I think in January. So these are our new cubes, and they are designed to hold your fat quarters. Now, they're 5 inches, I think 5 by 5 by 4, but they link together. So they've got these little linking tabs so they can hook together. And what that allows you to do is put them, I just took this one off. Can I put it back together without my glasses on? That is the question. Well, I'm going to put it backwards in there so I can slide it in and out anyway, so you can see it, but done. So I've got 3 of them linked together here. And so what this allows me to do is when I pull on the front one, I'm going to get to the back, right? So now you're going to be able to put those on a shelf, and whether you're putting tall things in or whether you're using the smaller split shelf, and load up those smaller items, especially things like jelly rolls, charm packs, fat quarters, those things that are around the quilting supplies that you might have if you're a quilter. So that is coming soon. What else is coming soon? Let me pull these out. We're going to switch over to the other insert that IKEA offers. Now, I also think, I'm not 100% sure if they're in the marketplace right now, but I also think American Crafts made an insert. This one is a little bit more snug going in. American Crafts made an insert also. So this insert is the wine bottle insert for your Kallax, right? But it works great for craft supplies, and it works especially well with your smaller slide stash and store, right? So now you can have 9 holes of small slide stash and store, inks, re-inkers, Nuvo drops, glitter glues. This is glitter paste, right? Anything that's in these pods, all of those things, super easy, and you can fill 9 holes. So one other new thing that's coming, woo-woo, is this ribbon tray, which of course, you're looking at it, you're like, that doesn't have to be for ribbon. It can be for so many different things. But what that does is turn these little cubes also into a drawer. So regardless of what you have stored in there, ribbon, foil, fat quarters, small dies and stamps, whatever you've got, now all of a sudden you're able to load that up back to front, slide it in and out like a drawer, and really maximize that space inside of your IKEA Kallax. So have to watch for these. They're going to come with the fat quarter storage, and I'm not sure, but I hope you'll invite me back to talk about those when they arrive here. So just so many different ways to get all of the different products that you have in your Totally Tiffany collection and really maximize out that space. So beyond, I'm going to pull these out here quick. I want to talk a little bit more about really one of the most valuable uses for the slide stash and store, for me at least, is our tools like punch boards, right? Because they are dimensional, they have extra pieces, things are sticking off, things fall out, but you can easily, so here, like these. So I've got 2 different punch boards here, right? They're not flat. It's hard to store them. You can't stack them up on top of each other. They have the little cutting things that fall out all the time. They have instruction books and extra parts and pieces that way. And so this makes a great way to get those tools organized and vertical. Even something like, this is my smaller Crafter's Companion paper trimmer, right? Those things are hard to store. But once you put them in a slide stash and store, now it doesn't matter that they're wonky sizes or that they're not flat. You can move them back and forth really, really easy. I mean, just it's kind of a no-brainer, right? Get those cubes maxed out with everything going vertically. And like we were talking about with the paper, you can put those paper pads in between. So the slide stash and store, these come in 6 sizes. So number 1 is the smallest. Those are these guys we saw here. Number 6, we call her Big Bertha. She is the largest. So just as a side note, Big Bertha, number 6, number 5, and number 4 are all good dimensions for storing other things as well. So Underneath my kitchen cabinet, if you look under there, I've got all my big cleaning bottles, 409, fantastic, all those kind of spray bottles in that number 6. I've got smaller ones in the number 5. I just slide it out, grab what I want, and slide it back in. Now, if you think about what happens normally under a sink like that, you reach back to grab the 409, and in the process, you knock over the Comet, and it's dust the bottom of your cabinet with Comet, and then you knock over the Fantastic going for the 409. Then you got to pick it back all up, and you got to clean everything out. Well, that's the nice thing about the boxes. Again, slide it out, get what you need, slide it back. Nothing spills, nothing gets knocked over. If you want to clean it out, you just pull out a couple of your bins and wipe it down. So not only are they great in your craft room, the slide station store, they're great all over your house. This is a number 4. This is the number 4. So 4, 5, 6, a little bit wider, taller in the back, and then 3, 2, 1 get smaller as they go down. And I know they're all available on the Paper Crafters Workshop website, and there are dimensions for all of them there. And there is also a collection where you get one of each. So if you're thinking, oh, I need to try that out and see which ones I like the best or how I'm going to use them, go for the collection. You're going to get one of each of the 6. Okay, so last but not least in all this shenanigans, I want to talk about your vinyl roll collection. Oh, so the vinyl roll organizers were the first members of the Slide Stash and Store collection, and these allow you again to get all of that vinyl organized, easy to get to, label it on the front. What do I need? Metallics? Do I want iron-on? Do I want Sport Flex? Do I want heat transfer, glitter, metallic, whatever it is? This becomes a really simple way. And again, you can pull out whatever you want to work with, take that to your Cricut's workstation or work area, right? Whatever types of vinyl that you're going to work with, you work right out of the bin and then put it back. Now, when you go with the vinyl roll organizer kit, you're going to get the tray, and then you're also going to get 6 of the sleeves. And so the sleeves are the way I've kept all my vinyl rolled up. So there's no tape, there's no rubber band, there's nothing like that. It's just a clear sleeve that's going to go around your vinyl. You can keep the scraps, the long scraps rolled up in there really nice and easily. And then you're also going to get in that kit, and I pulled the wrong one off the shelf, so let me see. Oh no, where is that? Oh, you're also going to get, it's here with my sleeves. You're also going to get a scrap pocket that looks like this. It has a smaller side and a larger side, and that's going to go right into the vinyl roll organizer tray. So you can keep your smaller scraps right in the tray. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm not quite tall enough. So you just put that scrap pocket in, and now you've got the vinyl, you got the roller, and you got the scraps, everything right together in one nice, neat place. But it's a great way to maximize out that space. Let me see, how many can we put in here? So if you are a vinyl junkie, and who isn't? If you love your Cricut, you're probably a vinyl junkie. This one's still in the container with the wonky lid. So 4, 5, right? Flat foils, 12 by 12 flat foils, 12 by 12 rolls of foil, same thing. I've got it all in one of these vinyl roll storage boxes. And so you're easily going to get 5 of them in one cube. So a great way to sort, store, and organize your Cricut vinyl, as well as so many other things, even project-based type things. So if you had an entire collection that you were working on and you wanted to keep it together as a project, you could easily do that in either the vinyl roll or one of the Slide Stash and Store components as well. All right, I think I'm going to look at my list, but I think that I kind of covered all the different things that we wanted to talk about today. Side note, this is a tray from the 12 by 12 storage and supply case. What did I do with that one with the 6 drawers in it? I'm out of sorts here. No, where did I put it? Well, I'll just use, oh, here it is. So this one with the 6 drawers, this is one of those 6 drawers, right? So it would fit in here and create a drawer. And if we had just the split shelf, you could use them all on that split shelf as well. So if you have this product and you think, oh, I'm not going to travel with it, I'd like it to be a little bit more accessible, you can open it up, use the trays from the inside that way. And then when you're going to travel with it, just slide them back in the bag, out the door you go. So there's a lot of versatility with those types of things as well. But in your IKEA cube, think about how those parts and pieces might fit really well. And then, of course, we will have the inserts for this, hopefully arriving sooner than later. They've been in the works for a little bit longer. So we talked about the paper handlers and the fab files. We talked about the 12 by 12 tab divider pockets. Now, the 12 by 12 tab divider pockets, again, will fit in your paper handler. They're also going to fit in your any of the taller, so 4, 5, or 6, slide, stash, and store, the paper takers, and the 12 by 12 fab file. So look for those. Those are really going to help you get your supplies organized and separate out the scraps, get you that label tab and the pocket. I bet I have 100 of them spread around my craft room. They're so functional for so many different things. All right. Any other questions for me, Susie?
I have one right now. When will you have more 12 by 6 storage supply boxes?
12 by 6 storage supply boxes. I'm not sure, but Sherry might be able to get to Kimberly and know when those are coming in. I don't have that kind of information, but Sherry will probably know when she can get more.
Will the ribbon bag fit in the wine holder? Ribbon roll bags fit in the wine holder.
Yes. There are lots of buddy bags that will fit in the wine holder. Like when you look at, so this is a Gale buddy bag, right? So that's going to fit. So these are somewhere between 11 and 13 inches deep. So you're going to have a little bit of extra space. I can't see what I'm pushing that into, but most of the smaller bags are going to fit with no problem into the wine. So if you wanted to put a couple of small, so I've got a slide, stash, and store in there. It could probably get 2 or 3. This is the Teresa, probably 2 Teresa buddy bags in there. So really using the wine holder in your cube is going to, I'm trying to think what else would fit. Well, and here's the other thing. So one of the things I don't like is empty space, even in the back, right? So that's one of the reasons why the new fat quarter boxes link together so that you can put them all the way in the back and still be able to pull them out. So if you were using something smaller, like this is the Irene Buddy bag, if you just took a binder clip and clipped the binder clip to the 2 bags together, then if you had it in here, I don't know if there's already something in there, then if you, oh, there is, then you could actually use the full length of, pushed it out, of that by clipping those 2 smaller bags together. So in order to maximize that space in your cube, think about that. How could I connect 2 smaller bags together? Because that is a great way to use the wine holder in your IKEA Kallax. That would make it really, really functional. You could get a lot in there.
Here's another one for you. How many sheets of paper do the tab divider pockets hold?
The tab divider pockets will hold anywhere from 20 sheets of paper, thin paper, down to comfortably 5 or 7 sheets of thick cardstock. So as we know, there's a huge difference in how thick our paper is, right? We have a really thin, lightweight paper, and then we have really nice, thick, heavy-duty 300 plus GSM cardstock. So it just depends on how thick it is, but 20 sheets of paper, lighter cardstock, so 7 to 10 sheets of cardstock, 7 being the really thick ones. Anything else?
No, there was one more, but Barb Carlson.
Good job, Barb. Hey, Barb, I'm glad you're with us tonight. Barb knows has a lot of good information. She's very knowledgeable about this whole product group. So, all right, Sherry, do you have anything? Any other questions? I mean, today is a great day to be shopping because you're going to get that 20% discount. I know some of you are in the US. You asked me about this earlier today, and absolutely, Paper Crafters Workshop ships internationally, so they will ship into the continental United States. So if there's something you've been looking for that we don't have, toolboxes. Which I did want to touch on. I know the toolboxes aren't on sale right now, but I'm going to put this back in for a second. So, I'm hitting on my. So these have this little felt bar that you put on. I'm just bumping into that. But I did want to talk about the toolboxes because this is the 9x4 toolbox, and it fits really nicely on that top shelf. So rather than, let's see if one fits on the bottom. I didn't even try it, but yeah. So you could easily get 4 of the 9x4 toolboxes in this style of shelf. If you have this extra piece or you're looking at purchasing this extra piece for your IKEA Kallax, you could do that. I'll also tell you, I don't know. Well, I probably can show you. So before IKEA made the extra inserts, some of you have been around for a long time. You already know this. And I wanted those extra shelves. And my husband, who is Mr. Handy, was not around when I needed them done. And so I was like, how am I going to make this happen? So I just took 2 pieces of trim board like this, and then I cut another piece of wood and set it on top of that trim board, right? Now you could glue the trim boards on, like if you want to create your own shelf, you could glue the trim boards, but I didn't have to. This is probably what they call 1x3, I guess. It's not an inch, maybe it's, I don't know what it is, but it's like heavy press board kind of wood. And so I just put it in there, and then, let's see if this, so, and then I just put a piece of wood across the top of it, and I was able to create my own shelf, and then I could put another smaller piece and make another shelf. So you may not be somewhere where IKEA delivers, or you might want to customize those shelves. I totally forgot about that. I'm sure there's a really old blog post around somewhere about it, but it's an easy way to create your own shelves or space out your own shelves in your Kallax. So nothing I sell, but easy, inexpensive solution. This is very heavy. I don't know. It is some kind of press board, but the fact that it is heavy made a difference because it would stand up really nicely. If it's too thin or too light, it might not stand up that well. So there's the weird tip for IKEA right there.
All right, we've got a question on what are the dimensions of the fat quarter boxes and the trays?
The trays are 13 long by, I think, glasses, please. 13 by just under 4. So like 3 17/18, whatever our weird measurement system, 13. And then they go about a little over an inch in the front, 2 inches in the back. So they taper down this way, and that's just an accessibility, easy access thing. The fat quarter boxes, which I also didn't mention, they're going to come with a hard plastic with rounded corners that's cut to be the right size so you can fold your fat quarters the right way, the right size every time, right? So just a little folding aid there. These guys are 5 by 4 and the size of this 4 3/4, and their height is just, well, with the little feet, they're just at 3 inches tall. So yeah, a perfect little solution for fat quarters. Now, when you get these also, there's another interesting thing. You can put your fat quarters in tall, straight up and down this way, but they also fit this way. So you've got a little less height that way, which is going to be better if you're trying to consolidate your shelving. All right, my friend Susie, what else do we have? Anything?
I think that's it.
All right. I got all the questions. I made a huge mess.
Tiffany, sorry to interrupt. There was actually a question earlier on that I think that we got missed in the shuffle. Do you have any tips on sewing 8.5 by 11 paper in the Kallax?
I would either the 8.5 by 11 fab file or the 8.5 by 11 paper handler are both going to work. You're going to have the only thing that makes me kind of go, ugh, is that these are 15 inches deep, right? So you're losing a lot of, well, not a lot, but you're losing a couple of inches of space in the back. Let me grab this. So, and above. So this is the 8.5 by 11 fab file, and you can see how much extra space you've got. But again, if you added in a shelf, yourself, so your 8.5 by 11 would fit on the top of the shelf. Then you would have that nice space underneath where you could use something like our new tray or like buddy bags and fill in that space underneath. But all of my paper is either on a paper cart or in a Kallax, even if it's 8.5 by 11, right? I like to keep all my paper together. So there is some loss of area. But again, if you create that little shelf yourself, then you're going to pick that area back up. That's always a thing for me. I know it's probably why I have the job that I do, right? I'm like, how do we maximize every inch of this space? So everything, and really key to, which you know, if you use Totally Tiffany products now, I spend a lot of time thinking about how am I going to use this product? How am I going to move around with it? How am I going to take it out? How am I going to work with it? How am I going to put it away? How am I going to travel with it? Which is really something that's a little bit unique to crafting, right? Not a lot of people are constantly hauling things around and doing things that way. So, but it is one of the key things that I think about, maximizing back to front, left to right, top to bottom, because we don't have enough room for all our glitter and stickers and stuff. So, all right, anybody else?
Cindy would like to know, she said, I store my thin dyes in Avery LC and my cleanup tool, but I haven't done what container holds the dyes.
In Avery L sleeves, it depends what size they are. I think Avery L they only maybe make one pocket size, which is similar to our medium pocket. But if you told me what size your Avery L pockets were, I would be able to probably answer that better. I think they might actually fit in.
Yes, she said yes.
They might fit in the Denise Buddy bag. I mean, ours do. Our medium pockets, which are like the Avery L's, fit in the Denise Buddy bag. I was looking to see if I had one right here on my shelf to grab. But I'm not sure if they're a little bit bigger, then they're not going to fit. So if I knew the size, I would be able to give you that answer, but I don't know for sure what the size are. Okay.
Will 8.5 by 11 paper work okay in the 12 by 12 paper handler?
Sure. Again, you're going to have that little, I don't know if you've all heard that. Will 8.5 by 11 paper work in the 12 by 12 paper handler? Absolutely. You're going to have extra space around it. That's all. But they're the same width. So one of the other questions people ask me about the paper handlers is, see if I can grab a piece of paper here, is if you don't have it full, is your paper going to get bent? Is it bending? Can I make it look bent? Right. So if you put paper in there and you have that extra room, you might get this little bend in your paper. But when you take it out of there, even if it has a little bend in it, if you just lay it down the opposite side of the bend, it's going to go right flat again. So you don't need to worry about filling it up and keeping your paper 100% straight up and down. It's not going to matter once you lay it down the opposite way. It's just going to go flat.
Margaret wants to know, when will you create a storage for large big dies?
I don't know. We have some bigger things in the making right now, but I'm hesitant to say anything more than that because they don't have any sort of appearance date just yet. But I am working on some storage items for bigger things, not just those, but just generally bigger things like stamp presses and paper trimmers and all that kind of stuff. So there is some big stuff in the works.
And I've got one more for you. What is the best way to store Karen buddy bags in the Kallax?
Oh, Karen, let's see. I think Karen might fit. Let's put the shelf back in and see if Karen will fit on the shelf. I've got my homemade shelf here. Let me get that out of the way. Oh my goodness, what a mess I have made here today. Let's put this in and see. So you could definitely do a homemade shelf that was designed to fit Karen. What am I getting hung up on here? These aren't really designed to just move in and out like I've been doing. Will Karen fit? Yeah, Karen will fit up there. Now, Karen, you might be able to get two. And then again, like I was saying, no, not quite. Right to the edge. Oh, maybe. That's kind of, yeah, you could put two Karens probably in there. And again, just clip them, use a binder clip, or you could, with Karen, put a label in the front of this bag that says what's in the second bag. I mean, it's not that hard to pull out the first bag and then reach in and grab that second bag either. But you could label the front bag with, hey, there's two bags here and what's in the back bags. That would make it easy to do that. But definitely they do fit on that shelf. Yeah. Yeah, fits pretty good actually too. Good question. All right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, my crafty.
I have some good news for Margaret and for anyone else who is looking for the 12 by 6 storage box, which you may know as the Kiwi Lane box. Jenny tells me they will be back in stock in December. So she will let me know and we will get them in as quickly as we possibly can. So that's fantastic news.
Perfect. Easy peasy. Jenny, you're so awesome. Way to go.
Jenny is awesome.
All right, my friends, you know, you can always ask questions of Sherry at Paper Crafters Workshop. And if she doesn't have the answer for you, she can reach out to me or to Jenny. And we're happy to get those answers as well. But thank you all for tuning in tonight and seeing all the different ways you can work with your Totally Tiffany products in your IKEA Kallax cubes. If you have any other great ideas, I hope you'll share them with us on Facebook, on the Paper Crafters Workshop Facebook. Share not just with me, but with everyone, right? If you have some great ideas that we didn't talk about tonight, we'd love to hear them. All right, everybody,
well,
take care. I will
Tiffany.
see you next time.
And I'll just remind everyone that Totally Tiffany is on sale until Saturday for 20% off. Huge thank to Tiffany and Susie and the whole team for joining us tonight. And happy Black Friday week. Happy Thanksgiving to you ladies down south. And we will definitely see you again.
All right. Looking forward to it. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.